My name is Brian Holmes. I visited the UK, Taiwan, France, Italy, Tunisia, which is in North Africa, and Dubai, or the United Arab Emirates, China, and obviously Hong Kong.
My name is Monica. I've been to the UK, Japan, and Australia.
Hello, I'm Alex. I've visited so many countries I wrote them on a list. Argentina, Austria, Belgium, Cambodia, China, Costa Rica, Czech Republic, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Hungary, India, Japan, Korea, Laos, Malaysia, and many more.
My favorite country was Tunisia because it was the most different out of the countries that I had been to or lived in. I found it really interesting that it was a mix of French and Arabic culture, so it was a marriage of the two cultures together. So I definitely like French culture anyway, so that was one of the reasons why that was my favorite countries.
The UK, because I went there when I was about 16, 17, and I felt very grown up. I felt as if I was studying abroad. It felt really good to feel so independent, and I went to places like Oxford and Cambridge, and I dreamed about studying there. The campuses were lovely and impressive.
My favourite country is Japan, particularly like the north of Japan, the island of Hokkaido, because I love skiing, I love the snow, and there's more snow there than anywhere else in the world.
All right, I think the funny stories that I have kind of exist about things that I'm used to back in the United States. For example, one would be is standing in a queue. A lot of countries I lived in, they don't have queues, and if there is an orderly queue, it somehow disintegrates and devolves into nothing and turns to almost like a fire drill or something. I think the one I remember the most is when I would go to the bank in Tunisia, and no one stood in line. People just kind of went up and talked, and if you were too slow, you missed your turn. And even when you were up at the bank, people would oftentimes come up and interrupt you and talk.
Well, I once went to Japan, Takayama. Literally translated, that means high mountain. And it was a really windy day, and I was really skinny. Just suddenly I just lost my balance, and I had to grab onto something before I got blown away. I had to hang on to a lamppost. Just continued, so I just hung on to the lamppost for dear life.
I've got a funny story about jet skiing. Once I went jet skiing with a friend in Mexico, and the instructor told us not to go far from the beach and not to go into any big waves, but we did go far from the beach, and we looked for the biggest waves we could find. And then unfortunately the jet ski broke down, and we drifted further and further out to sea, and we had to wait for an hour until we were rescued. And the unfortunate thing was my friend had forgotten to put sun cream on, so he was burnt to a crisp. He had to go to hospital the next day. I think they gave him some cream, I can't remember, but he had second-degree burns.